Unfortunately, you don't lose money because of one massive screw up. There are some obvious things like buying coffee every day on the way to work, ordering food because you're too tired to cook. Then there are less obvious things like splitting a payment with Klarna or a subscription that you forgot about, and many others which I will share in this video. But then the month ends and you check your account and you wonder where did it all go. So instead of chasing some big financial breakthrough, it's worth looking at the small stuff that repeats every single day. So before I share a structural approach, let me share a tip that can save you hundreds of euros per year, especially if you've just moved somewhere new and are getting your electricity and gas through a basic utility provider. You'll almost always pay more than if you actively compare suppliers. I fell in this trap too. Meanwhile, prices slowly go up or better deals become available without you realizing. When I did the calculations, before I shifted from the basic provider, I had already paid 2300 euros more compared to the best deals in the last 5 years. So it's really important that no matter which city you live in, you occasionally check what are other providers offering, what am I currently paying, and has there been a price increase I didn't even notice. My recommendation would be to compare all of your contracts. For that, unfortunately, you will have to look at your bank statement. How much money comes in each month, how much goes out, what's left. Rent, insurance, internet, groceries, eating out, subscriptions, transport, random shopping, debt payments, all of it. If you don't know these, you're basically guessing your way through your finances, and guessing tends to be expensive. Find out all the contracts and subscriptions you have. Try to eliminate unnecessary subscriptions, but definitely optimize your contracts. Some of the most common things to look out for would be electricity and gas, internet, mobile phone contracts, car insurance, liability insurance, Amazon and Netflix, etc. But at the end of the day, if your behavior is messy, none of that really matters, because a lot of spending decisions won't happen when you're calm and rational. They happen when you're tired, hungry, bored, or stressed. At that point, it's not about money. It's about trying to feel better. That's why impulse spending is very dangerous, because it doesn't feel like a decision. One simple thing that helps is limiting how easy it is to spend. For example, just take a small amount of cash with you when you go out casually, 30 to 50 euro or whatever makes sense. It just slows you down. Cards and apps make spending feel almost invisible. Tap and the money is gone. If you already know, you tend to overspend with a card. Stop using it for everyday stuff. Same with buy now pay later services. They're designed to feel harmless. You get the thing now, the payment comes later. That's exactly why it's risky. You get the reward immediately and the consequences show up later when it's easier to ignore. A simple rule that sounds harsh but works: if you need to split the payment for clothes or gadgets, you probably shouldn't buy them. Some of you would point to smart buying, like using a 0% financing and investing instead of paying the upfront costs. Yes, technically 0% financing can make sense, but that only works if you're already disciplined. Otherwise, it just turns into something to justify more buying. So if you've ever forgotten a payment, paid interest, or used financing to justify buying something, these strategies can backfire. There is no shame in keeping things simple. In fact, simple is often better. Another thing where most of you slip up is smart buying. Buying in bulk, using cash, and stacking discounts. So buying 20 items because they're cheaper per unit doesn't help if you end up wasting half of them. Cashback is quite similar as well. Saving 5% on something you didn't need is still a loss. They are small optimizations, not solutions. Another thing most of us struggle with is late night shopping. You're tired and everything looks appealing. A jacket pops up or some gadget you didn't know you wanted 10 minutes ago. Maybe you do. That doesn't mean you need to buy it right now. One of my new rules is never buying something between 10 p.m. and 9 a.m., especially on those Amazon Prime days. And the biggest problem by far is lifestyle creep. As your income grows, your spending tends to grow with it. Better restaurants and more expensive habits. Again, there is nothing wrong with enjoying your life, but it's easy to start spending in ways that don't actually make you happier. You go out with friends, plans escalate. Suddenly it's 100 euros plus and you didn't even decide any of it consciously. It just happened. The tricky part is that it doesn't feel like a big decision at that moment. One simple rule that helps is the Netflix test. If this plan suddenly costs 0 euro, would you still want to go? If yes, it's about the experience. Go and enjoy it. If not, you're probably just paying for the vibes. Because sometimes you're not buying happiness, you're just buying a slightly upgraded version of doing nothing. Now, saving money isn't just about cutting everything fun out of your life. It's more about paying attention and making small but lasting changes. But sometimes saving is just not enough. You have to make drastic changes, like starting your own business, which I share in this video. And in this video, I share how to legally pay less taxes in Germany.